Hello and welcome to my podcast, Little Girls Aren't Taught This. I am your host, Self-Love Lydia, former self-love coach turned business coach and mentor. This is the podcast where you get clarity on exactly what it takes to create an authentic business that allows you to scale with sustainability. I'll discuss why strategy meets self-love and spirituality has been the foundation of my success and got me to where I am today. After creating 2 successful brands and businesses driven by impact, I generated thousands in income through the power of authenticity, life-changing signature programs, and passion for what I sell. I am on a mission to show you what's possible when you lead with purpose, when you sell with passion and you create a brand that gets you mentioned at the fucking table. My intention is to empower you with raw topics each week on business, self-love, female empowerment, and spirituality so you can create freedom in your life with a business that you absolutely love. So let's dive right into this week's episode. Week's podcast episode. I hope you're having a gorgeous day wherever you are listening to this. So, you know that I really love doing things differently in my business, and I'm very much guided by intuition or little breadcrumbs that are left by the universe, or maybe a little thought that springs into my head. But essentially, if there's something that I want to do, I will just go ahead and do it. And today I was sitting at my laptop just to set the scene for you. So I'm sitting here now, it's 5:30 on a Thursday, and I've got my cup of tea, I've got my little chocolate box that I got from graduation last night, I've got boxes of my stuff all around me, bin bags, I've got a suitcase full of my clothes behind me, I'm in my Care Bear t-shirt. It's like inner autumn going into inner winter vibes, so you could imagine where I'm at. Oversized t-shirt, all of the things, no bra, love those days. And I just really had this strong download to just plug my microphone in and talk to you and create a podcast episode that you can come back and listen to when you are feeling a little bit demotivated, or you are questioning if something is possible for you, or you need that moment of cheerleading down your ears as you go about your day. This is essentially the intention for this podcast, because as I sit here right now, you know, I graduated yesterday, so I am officially a qualified psychotherapist. I passed everything first time. You know, I got a first in my dissertation, and I was sitting at that ceremony yesterday, and I was like, I fucking done it. I done it, because at every single point throughout this master's, I doubted if it was possible. This time last year, I wanted to quit. I seriously considered it. I don't know if you remember me talking on my Instagram stories, because I just hated the course so much. And, you know, I'd been through a lot whilst also doing a very emotionally challenging master's. So this just wasn't an academic master's in terms of writing essays. Because I am now a psychotherapist, I had to do a lot of personal development. So for 2 years straight, I have done continuous personal development. I have gone to my edges. I have gone to places that are uncomfortable. I've lost my nan in that process. I had 1 boob, and I also went through a pandemic in the process to finish in this master's. So I totally understand what it's like to have all of the odds against you and still show up and still be crawling to the finish line on your hands and knees in order to get to something, and just showing up with determination and grit and knowing that it is totally possible if you want to put your mind to something to be able to do it. So what's really interesting about the self-development work as well is a lot of that was processing my nan's grief. It was so intense the first semester of uni, because I remember I didn't know anyone, and I would go into so we'd be in groups on a Friday, and we'd have to do group therapy on a Friday afternoon, and we'd have to bring all these creative elements into it. And I remember week after week after week, I would just be sobbing in front of everyone about losing my nana, or something that was relatable to her in every single week. And it was so tough. And at that time, like around September time, I literally had hit like rock bottom with the grief. Like it had been 3 months. I went through that period where I thought it was getting better, you know, like when you're like, oh my God, this is getting so much better. And then it's like the 3 month mark hits and it's just like, boom, the grief comes up and you're like, fuck, like, where did this come from? So like reality sets in that the person's gone. So that in itself was enough to make me feel like I wanted to quit. Like it was just all consuming. But anyway, getting back to my point, I was there yesterday. I was sat there and I was like, I literally done it despite all of the odds, despite all of the things. Like I made it to this point and I am qualified. So, you know, now I am able to set up my own private practice as the body image therapist. You guys, like I'm literally working towards getting my work published. Like me, like Lydia McCartney is going to be a published academic. Like, do you fucking understand what that means? Like I am dyslexic. Like what the hell? Like I am literally going to have people cite my work in their dissertations or in their work. I am going to have people do peer reviews on my work. Like I am going to be a published academic. Can we please take a moment? I can't even. And this is again something that I want to say to you, right? People will tell us all of the time that we shouldn't do things or we shouldn't have dreams because they're not our dreams, or maybe we're not capable, or maybe we need to just be more realistic. I, all of my life, thought I was never capable of getting a first class mark on an academic piece of work. I used to say that all of the time. That became my truth. And then I actually done that with my dissertation. I got a first class mark in it. I never thought because of my dyslexia I would be able to have work that was publishable. And now, don't get me wrong, it's going to take me a lot of fucking hard work. It's going to take me a lot of proofreading. It's going to take the help of other people to make sure that, you know, it's rigorous enough to be published in an academic journal because of the dyslexia. But the point being, guys, is like, if someone would have said that to me and I would have believed that, and that may have stopped me from ever believing it was possible to even do a master's, to even try my hardest in my dissertation, and maybe, just maybe in some way, hope that I would come out with a first class mark. You know, I never would have dreamt that working towards being published was possible for someone like me. And I want you to know that whatever it is that you desire in your heart, whatever you think about doing, you wake up every single day, and I want you to know, and I want you to hear this from me, and I want you to allow this to land with the severity and the impact and the intention and the love that I am saying it. It is so possible for you to achieve everything that you desire. And may that be difficult to get to that road, or may you have to take a different route that you wanted to take or you imagined that you had to take. Yes, may you be set with 4 million setbacks on the way and a lot of emotional stress and, you know, a lot of self-doubt sometimes. Absolutely. But the thing that matters the most is that you know somewhere inside of you that you are capable, and you know that if you show up every single day with that determination and that passion and that heart and that willingness to work and that willingness to learn more and learn more about yourself, learn more about what it is that you want to do, then you will get to where it is that you want to be, and you will notice that things begin to open up for you that you never ever thought was possible. Like, imagine I quit this degree last year, which I did want to quit it. Like, I was so close to quitting. But imagine I would have. Like, I wouldn't be in the space that I was in now. And, you know, it was so hard. And it was just like following from losing one boob. It was just like physically, mentally, I was just exhausted, like spiritually exhausted. Like, obviously my body had been through a lot of trauma and I just didn't have the capacity, I thought, to continue anymore. And I failed. the whole of first year. Like, I also come on Instagram stories and spoke about that and said I failed every single fucking assignment that I submitted. So I had to resubmit everything again in October. But I showed up and I worked hard and I figured out what it is that I needed to do. And I just committed to doing it. And what I love so much about this story is I love it so much because I truly worked hard for it. I experienced the setbacks, which makes me even more of an advocate for you and whatever it is that you desire to achieve. Like, you can do it. Like, you can 100% do it. And self-doubt is so normal. Questioning things is so fucking normal. Having moments when a bottle of white wine is on chill from 9 a.m. in the morning because you know as soon as you finish your day, that thing is getting drank. That's fucking normal. I don't care what we see on the social media space. I don't care what we see in the self-help world. I don't care what we see from people who are saying, oh, we don't drink or we don't do this because we just live in our emotions. And I'm all for all of these things because I'm a therapist. But I'm also for the realism behind going after your dreams and unwinding on a Friday with a bottle of wine and a takeaway because you are tired, but you are showing up. You are doing the things that you need to do, whether that's in business, whether that's a goal you have in studying, in education, whether that's a goal you have with your weight loss, whatever it is for you, whatever personal goal it is, whatever life goal that it is, please know that you can get there. And you're going to face these bumps in the road, like I've just said. You're going to face that moment of self-doubt. Maybe you'll fail a few times. Maybe you'll get knocked down and have to get back up again. Maybe you'll be diverted along a different route that you didn't think it was the one that you were meant to go down. And you'll have moments where you feel like, is this working for me? Is this possible? Can I do this? And know that, yeah, you absolutely can. And if there's something that you've wanted to do and you think, well, people like me don't do that, people like you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, they do go out there and do that. Like, you know, one of the big things that I speak about is I speak about the fact that one day I am going to do a TED Talk and I am going to write a book. And I truly believe they're going to be in the space of body image. I don't know what, but I know I'm going to do a TED Talk and I truly think it'll be as a psychotherapist. And I think my book is probably going to be around body image as well. They're just the feelings that I get. But I've said this for 2 continuous years and I am dyslexic and I do not have this big story to tell the world and I am not a genius. So there's all of these things that come up, like, would people actually buy a book? Or, like, you know, am I smart enough to actually write a book? Well, yeah. So if you want to go out and start writing a blog, or you want to write a book, or you want to set up a social media page to inspire other people, please know that whatever it is that you desire is so, like, within your reach. It's actually insane. And something else I just want to sit and talk about is, like, on the 3rd of August, I'm literally uprooting my whole life and moving to California. And I have got a 5-year visa to go and live there. And I am going back to university to do another master's in business, marketing and finance. So I'm going into something totally different. Numbers is also not my bag, so I really struggle with numbers. But I'm going into a new environment and I'm really going to put myself out my comfort zone, because I love putting myself out my comfort zone, because that is where we grow the most. And I know there's going to be times for me where I miss home, where I feel left out, where I feel lonely, where I feel like I'm worried about money because California is so friggin' expensive and university is costing so much money. I know there's going to be times in lectures where I feel like I'm stupid. I know there's going to be times where I feel like I can't do the work that's being set, where I feel like I should just quit. I know all of those moments are going to come up for me. I know the self-doubt's going to be there. But one of the things that I know to be true is, if I've got to this point in my life where I've got a master's, which I never thought I'd have, I'm a qualified psychotherapist, I run a business with impact and income, I've got to end all of the worst imaginable scenarios that you could think of. Even last week on Friday, a scenario that I never, ever, ever thought I would be in, or my family would be in, with mental health, and I got through that, then I can get through doing a business masters. I can get through figuring out finances. I can get through working out numbers. I can reassure myself that I'm not stupid. I can ask my boyfriend for help. So again, it's like, if you're in your comfort zone, it's okay. If it feels scary, it's okay. And if you're listening to this and you're a business coach, right, and you want to increase your prices but you're scared, or you want to bring out that new offer but you're scared, or you want to show up on social media and just do the thing and just be yourself, then just please do that. Just know it's okay if it feels uncomfortable. It's so okay if it feels scary. It's absolutely okay if you do it, like you post or you say that price to someone and then you come away and you're like, oh my God, I'm cringing. But it's okay, because what you're doing is you're leaning into that uncomfortability, and there's so much magic within that. Like, you really have to show up for yourself, and you realise what you're capable of when you push yourself out your comfort zones, or out your comfort zone. Like, you realise how capable you actually are of showing up for yourself. And that's the difference between people that quit or give up or never actually achieve anything that they desire or dream of achieving, because usually they're scared of failure. They're scared of like judgment. So, and I'm also not talking about quitting if you 100% feel in your heart of hearts that what you're doing is not right for you. I'm not just also there here to advocate stick with it and do all of the things. Like, that's a different story for a different day. But there's a reason why, if you are like that, maybe that's why you don't go after the things that you want, because there's a fear there, fear around judgment or people's other beliefs are showing up and making you believe that maybe you're not capable of going after what it is that you want to achieve. But you are, like, and please also always fucking remember that you so are. So as I sit here now, I've got all of my clothes in bin bags that I'm giving to a charity shop. I've got my life packs packed in boxes that is going to go in my dad's attic, because I don't know when I'm going to be back. I've got a suitcase full of my stuff that I'm going to take over to America. I've really had a battle with my books. Like, I've had to like get all of my books down to like 5 that I'm taking, which feels very scary because I'm so attached to my books. The girls have gone, the plants. And yeah, in 13 days, I am off to America, which is really, really exciting. I will be living in the woods up in a mountain not far from San Bernardino. And it's fucking lush. And yeah, it's exciting. So I'm documenting it right now on TikTok. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, I'm Self-Love Lydia. And I still haven't released the juice to Instagram. So that's where I'm up to, my loves. So I hope this episode served you in some way, and I just want you to know that we're all doing this together. Like, I'm here just also going after my fucking dreams, feeling like they're absolutely insane, having a moment with myself and a glass of wine, reminding myself that I am capable of doing whatever the fuck it is that I want to do, because I'm like the baddest bitch. And, you know, I just get up every single day and I just try, and I fail along the way. And I fall a few times, and I have a few crying tantrums. You know, there's a good few bottle of wines and a good few bag of Doritos along the way, but we move, because that's what life's about. And I just always know that as long as I'm trying, and as long as I'm pushing myself and doing things that are exceeding my limits, then I'm not going to have any regrets when I get older, and I'm creating a new reality for me that I've never seen in my lineage or in my family before. I'm breaking all of the rules and going after the things that I want, and that's never been done before. So if that resonates with you as well, like, it's okay if that makes it feel extra scary or extra hard or makes you doubt yourself even more. Like, it's okay. Like, you're doing it for you, and it's fucking epic, whatever it is that you want to do. So just keep showing up, just keep working hard, and please just know that it's all possible for you, and I am your biggest cheerleader. So anytime you need that, come and listen to this episode, okay? So all have a wonderful Sunday, and I shall be back next week. the Sunday before I emigrate, which sounds so weird to say, I shall be back for another episode. So I see you, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it on Instagram and tag me, Self Love Lydia. Mwah, dear. Mwah.